Hi there. This video is for Brittany. Brittany wrote to me about trusting that someone that they loved has transitioned and is really okay. It's a really interesting thing for those who don't have the experience of communicating with someone who's transitioned, and a real desire creeps in that someone was here and is no longer here, and the desire is knowing that they're okay. Certainly we all have had the experience, even myself, before being able to communicate with those who have transitioned, of losing someone and thinking about them, and an awareness of their presence comes completely around us, is the only way to word it, really. Maybe it's goosebumps on the back of our neck, or a feeling like something is blown through the room, kind of like a little draft, or even an experience like someone has touched our skin or wrapped their arms around us. I assure you that all of those experiences are very real. And yet again, because it's not something that's seen, the absence of seeing it tangibly creates this belief that it's not real, that we're making it up. And then we distrust it and just release it from our experience. Oftentimes when we do that, we're discounting ourselves. We're also discounting the transition loved one that's communicating with us, although they feel no sadness about that, because they're in a place where ego is no longer present, so they have no thoughts of this being wrong, or sad that you can't hear them and that they're communicating with you and you're not getting it. They don't have that belief system or belief structure anymore. They are so in tune with what is happening that whatever it is perfect. I say to people, have you ever ripped your heart out of your chest and held it before you and watched it beat in your hands? And of course, I don't know many people who can say, yes, I have. Well, why haven't you? How do you know it's beating? How do you know that it's still working? Do you tell your body to breathe every 3 seconds? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do you do that? When you're driving down the roads in your community or your neighborhood, the roads that you drive every day, and it's dark out, do you get out of your car every 10 feet to make sure that the road is still there? Of course you don't. These are all things we take for granted, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. We just carry on. Yet the mind wants to wrap around this very intangible thing of someone who's transitioned and say, they're not here, they're gone, and therefore they've ended. I assure you that that is not the case, that we are eternal beings, and that our presence shifts from that of a physical presence to a non-physical presence. That being said, those who transition are not in a desire to follow those of us who are still here around and be involved in every experience that we're having. There is an eternal movement that happens when we transition out of the physical into the non-physical, and simply the thought of that person that's transitioned that we're thinking of and missing and wanting to have near us simply draws them near energetically. There is no space or time. That's all an illusion for this third dimension. There's no here and there. There's no separation. A transition is truly just returning to all that is, and you are a part of that, even in your physicality. You never ever are separate from that, except here in the mind. The mind holds to the thought that I am this body. I am therefore separate. I am therefore not experiencing what that person whose transition is experiencing, and that is not true. Brittany, you also asked about how to become more psychic, how to tap into this intuition, because you have flickers of it and you want more. And I answer this question the same way every time. It's not about becoming psychic. You've always been that. It's about removing and shedding everything that's blocking that for you. How to do that? Don't focus on being psychic. Focus on being conscious. Focus on being aware. Focus on breaking down the thoughts, the barriers, the traps, the mind. Focus on that. Focus on shedding all of the conditioning. As you clear, intuition is just secondarily a beautiful gift in response to that. Yes, there are psychics in this world who are absolutely not conscious beings. They will talk only about psychic things. And that's okay too. That's the experience they're intending to have. People have asked me if this were to leave me tomorrow, how would I feel? If tomorrow I woke up and dead people weren't here and I couldn't speak to them and I couldn't feel them, how would that be for me? Well, certainly I can't answer to that, because until it would happen, I wouldn't know. But my first response would be, what about my consciousness? What about my awareness? That, to me, is the gift. Perspective comes in shedding and letting go of all the stuff, the conditioning, the layers of doubt, the thoughts, the believing the thoughts, the stories in the thoughts. That is the part that blocks us. So if it is true that this is what you're wanting, it's about shedding that. I always refer clients to the work of Byron Katie. She is one of the best that I've ever read that really gets us to focus on how to get rid of these thoughts. Not get rid of them, because they will never go away, but to really inquire in them. I always go back to what the angels said. Our only role here is to breathe and not resist. Breathe and not resist. Those who have transitioned that are in another form are still very much present. They're a part of you. Yes, that sounds so cliche. They're always in my heart. They're always around. When we're grieving, that doesn't soothe us very much. But what does soothe us is sitting in a quiet space for just a few seconds, thinking of them, holding them dear in our thoughts and in our feelings more than anything. I love you. I feel you. I miss you. And just let them be around you. Feel the body. Feel what you're feeling in the body when you do this. You know it to be true. I describe it as ringing a doorbell. Each time you push that button and you call them closer, they come closer. Each time you let go of the grief and you open the door to the possibility of loving still being here, it is. You're allowing space for it to be. When we're caught in our grief, it's harder for them to be close to us because that is our story. It's all we can hear. It's all that we can feel. My whole body is grieving. Yet I'm not telling you not to grieve. Grieving is a very natural part of being human. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Remember, we're not doing anything here. We're not human doings. We're human beings. We are here being what we're being. If the emotion and energy of grief comes to the surface, that's what's there. Love that. If the energy of loving is here and rising to the surface, love and do that. If the energy is, I'm missing this person who's transitioned, then love and be with that. People who have lost children seem to really grieve in a way no other does. The loss of a child is one incomprehensible to the mind. It's a fear a parent has from the moment the child is born. There's no way to know how grieving works, how quickly it moves. I shouldn't be feeling this, I should be feeling this, are all thoughts. Those need to be inquired. This shouldn't be happening. That needs to be inquired. As you work through all of that stuff and shed it, your intuition has space to be open. You are never separate from those who have transitioned. They are very much a part of you. And as they are free of ego, free of judgment, free of expectation, they are loving, loving energies. I hope that this has helped. I do. And I send you a tremendous hug and lots of love. Okay? Till next time.